Hello and welcome to Quick Match Heroes. My name is Erin, aka Grishno, and this is Heroes of the Storm. Welcome to Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the blue team, we have Murky, Kael, Greymane, Nova, and Abathur, and completing the weird comp scenarios, on the red team, we have Greymane, Nova, Gazlowe, Abathur, and Valla. So this is going to be a Nova v Nova, plus an Abathur v Abathur, as well as a Greymane v Greymane, Murky v Gazlowe, and a Kael v Valla. Looks like the matches are about ready to start, so we should have a very interesting match for you today. Definitely interesting comps. Definitely some strange things going on with the matchmaking here today. But it does look like the match is underway. Teams are heading out, and we should begin shortly. So it looks like we do have Greymane coming into the middle, checking out, seeing how things are going, taking down Abathur's little locusty things. On the red team, we do have the red team's Murky coming in at the bottom lane against the blue team's Gazlowe. Gazlowe tossing down some turrets, getting ready to throw out his laser, and it looks like that's just gonna maybe miss. Let's see, looks like it missed. In the middle, it does look like we have Kael up here taking some damage. As well as some Novas, two Novas actually being very sneaky against each other. Kael is trying to clear out the lanes, get some damage against these minions. Again, with this map, you do want to clear out as many minions as you can, and as you can see, they are dropping spider butts on the ground right there. Teams can collect those. You do see a little number right next to the person who is collecting the butts, and they are actually able to turn those in. Once a team reaches 50, they will summon a wave of spider reavers, and those will push down the enemy structures. In the middle, it does look like we have Valla, red team, missing Nova, missing her snipe there. Valla just sneaking away, gonna hearth and re-get some health. In the bottom lane, it does look like we have Murky taking out Gazlowe. Murky now with looks like 9 spider butts and a kill, taking a little bit of damage from some of these turrets, but pretty great from Murky right there. Nice play. In the middle, it does look like we have Greymane all on his own with 5 spider butts, but at the top we have the blue team's Greymane coming in against the red team's Kael, getting in some serious damage. Both of these characters very squishy, taking lots of damage from each other, but it does look like Greymane is able to push this wave into the red team's structures. Meanwhile, in the middle, it does look like Greymane is going to turn in his 9 butts. Murky, meanwhile, in the bottom, turning in their 12. Blue team slightly ahead. Kael coming in, and Kael is going to go out to the Greymane, coming in with a great leap. Nova, meanwhile, coming through, being sneaky, being stealthy, but not ready to take any steps there. Meanwhile, in the bottom, it does look like we have Murky with an Abathur hat going in against Gazlowe, but getting stunned by the turret bombs and taking lots of damage. Looks like they might be able to get the Gazlowe. Gazlowe trying to fight, doing the right thing, staying within his turret so that Murky's taking some damage, but is going to just want to walk away, and they're both going to just walk away from this situation and pretend like it never happened. Meanwhile, up in the middle lane, we do have a Nova v Nova situation happening, and again, they are just going to walk away. Not a lot going on at this point. Both teams sitting at level 4, so we are pretty easy, but it does look like Greymane's coming in v Greymane. Will he be able to get him? And he does take the blue team's Greymane down. Kael getting some damage here on the blue team's wave, and looks like red team, at least in the top lane, is in a great position. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we do have Nova chasing down Nova. Pretty hilarious situation going on here, and we do have Murky with another Abathur hat coming in. Nova getting some damage. Murky running away with the bubble. Will they be able to survive? Tons of damage from the laser, and it does look like Murky will go down, dropping all of their coins, but Nova is there to pick them up, and it looks like those spider butts should be fine. Blue team's Nova is hurting. Now we do have a Murky coming back v Gazlowe. Gazlowe's running away, seeing the Nova. And let's check in with the middle lane, where we do have a Valla running away from a Greymane and a Kael. Does look like red team was able to pick up level 6, giving them a small, or I guess it's level 7 where they'll hit the level advantage. But they are level ahead, and that does give them a slight advantage here. Kael protecting as the red team does turn in, although Greymane coming in on the Kael, and Kael does take serious damage. Greymane, meanwhile, coming in on the red team's Greymane, also getting the double kill with the Abathur hat. Fantastic job for the blue team's Greymane, but it does look like the red team was able to get a web Web Weaver wave. Man, that is a tongue twister. I dare you to try and say that 3 times fast. Does look like Murky with an Abathur hat coming in against Greymane, but Greymane is going to just hide behind the wall, and Murky is not able to get past that wall, not just yet. Tossing out a larger pufferfish and taking out that wave, protecting this this web weaver as it comes in. It looks like Murky should be able to easily take out this, but it does look like Greymane coming in again, just sneaking past the wall. Will Murky be able to make anything happen? Does not look like the Gazlowe standing in the thick of things. However, red team was able to get this entire wall as well as the 2 towers here down. Mid lane, we do have Abathur soaking up the damage. No one here from the red team to really capitalize on the damage from this this web weaver that is happening, but that's no one from blue team to counter it either. Meanwhile, it looks like we actually do have a Nova coming down and a Valla. They should be able to take care of this after they did take care of the top, but at the top lane we do have Kael looks like he's just pushing in, getting some siege damage. Mid lane does look like the web weaver is about to go down. Red team's Nova getting some damage on Abathur. Abathur is poisoned, is going to have to take a drink from the sippy cup, and is going to survive. Looks like the red team will be able to get at least some of these towers down, if not the entire thing, and that should help them greatly as they continue to push in the mid lane. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it does look like we have Murky chasing a Greymane all the way in here. Will Murky be able to make anything happen? Does look like Murky is able to take out the Greymane. Valla coming in, but running away because Nova, again, missing her snipe. Murky with 11 spider butts coming in, might be able to turn in, and looks like that should be pretty good play right here for the red team. Meanwhile, Gazlowe with 14 spider butts hanging out in the middle with an Abathur hat, just dodging some of Kael'thas's fire spells. Kael'thas incredibly low, needs to get out of there, and Greymane coming in says, get out of here, go back, take a drink from the sippy cup, I got it from here, I'll take it. Looks like Nova is here, trying to be sneaky, trying to get in the back, trying to flank. Will they be able to make anything happen? Does not look like. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it does look like Murky was able to push down this fort in the bottom. Blue team's Nova is coming in, and Greymane is here. Will Murky go down using the bubble already? Abathur hat, will that be able to help tossing out the shield? Nova coming in from the bottom. Might be able to make something happen here. Looks like she's not going to do it, though. And we do have Gazlowe. Looks like he's going to hold down the middle here. Greymane trying to get some damage, but it looks like they're going to turn in. Will Murky be able to harass Greymane jumping in? Great damage. Abathur hat not helping out a ton here. Will Murky be able to survive trying to get away? And it does look like Murky is going to go down to the blue team's Greymane, giving Gazlowe a chance to turn in. Looks like blue team should have enough gems almost to turn in. Oh, but it does look like Greymane went down. Great play from the red team's Nova and Abathur coming in. There is a ton of spider butts on the ground, and those are just going to disappear. Meanwhile, at the top lane, Kael'thas down by the Nova, dropping a couple spider butts. Not great there for Kael'thas. Pretty great for Nova, who probably took... Let's see her here. She did take... one in the chamber, so that is going to definitely help her out. Greymane, Murky, and Nova pushing out the middle with an Abathur hat. Will they be able to make anything happen? Does not look like much is going on there. 29 butts turned in for the red team and 37 for the blue team. Looks like blue team does have a Nova here with 5 butts ready to turn in, but she's not going to do it just yet. They're going to take out this wave here in the middle, and that should be a pretty good play, but it doesn't look like Kael'thas is here, is able to get a stun on Valla. Will they be able to capitalize on it? But it does look like they missed the combo. Valla walking away, but Nova coming in, getting some damage on the Valla. Valla running away again. Meanwhile, we do have an ultimate coming out, but it is stopped by the friendly red team. Greymane sneaking away. Looks, I mean, that is one of the, honestly, not a great ultimate for Nova to pick. It does sometimes guarantee a kill, but it is easily counterable. It does look like Greymane is jumping in and taking out the Greymane, is getting some damage. Nova very low, but that is a decoy. Phoenix coming out from Kael'thas, but not soon enough. Looks like 2 members of the red team are going to fall as both teams are sitting around 11. Kael'thas coming in trying to get some damage on Greymane. Murky coming in trying to help, but will it be enough getting the Octograb out? And it does look like Valla is going to escape, but barely. Very exciting plays here. It does look like we do have a wave pushing in the bottom for the red team, as well as pushing in mid for the red team. So as far as waves go, as far as siege damage goes, red team is slightly ahead on XP as well, but fairly, at this point I would say this is a fairly even game. It does look like Gazlowe is trying to block this area off, saying this is mine, stay out of here. Kael, meanwhile, trying to get some damage in, but it's just gonna walk away because Valla is coming in. Phoenix is down. Nova and Valla walking away. They are walking into the base though. What is happening here? They are going to get stuck, and that is just too much. Does look like the blue team was able to take out Valla and Nova, who just got backed into a corner, and that is a ton of buds that are just going to evaporate into thin air. Meanwhile, here in the mid lane, Murky trying to harass a Greymane, but tons of damage. No healing yet on the bubble, and it does look like an Octo Grab plus a Pufferfish might get a little bit of damage, but not enough. Not enough to do anything, and Greymane is going to be able to turn in those 8 butts, which should give a blue Web Weaver wave coming out any second now. Meanwhile, it does look like Nova was sitting here up, but was able to Hearth get out of there. Gazlowe in the middle should be able to push this lane out pretty well, and it does look like the blue team should be an advantage, but it does look like Nova with the precision strike coming out and getting a kill against the red team's Greymane. Murky coming in the middle, slapping some fishes, getting around. But it does look like they are going to receive a ton of pressure here in the mid lane. Even though Gazlowe's low, even though Greymane's also low, it does look like the Web Weaver should get some damage and should be able to take out these waves. Murky, meanwhile, just dropping a ton of butts on the ground. Murky is incredibly squishy, already up by the way. Abathur digging in, doing Abathur things. Looks like we might have a backdoor Abathur coming in, trying to take out the blue wave out here, and we'll see how that works. But in the mid lane, is red team going to be able to push it back? Looks like they were able to successfully prevent the Web Weaver from coming in and getting too much damage on this fort. But meanwhile, in the top lane, this Web Weaver is just sitting here, taking its time, taking its sweet little time, and taking out this fort. Will the red team be able to do anything about it? It looks like a Nova v Valla situation, and will Greymane be able to come in and take anything down with Valla? Valla with an Abathur hat, not doing great, coming in and is able to get the Valla kill. Top fort, excuse me, is able to survive, but just hanging on by a thread, just barely. Meanwhile, in the mid, looks like the egg spawns should be up any second now. Gazlowe trying to claim this area for himself. Murky not really being able to stand much of a chance. Nova coming out with some snipes. Very low Greymane. Murky peeling for the Greymane, holding Nova there. Will they be able to get anything done on the Nova? And looks like with Kael's help, Murky was able to take out that Nova, saving the friendly Greymane. That is 2 members of the blue team down and 5 members of the red team up. But Gazlowe should be able to turn in these 2 coins. That won't make any bit of difference here. Kael trying to turn in their 8, see if they can do anything, and Murky in the middle just pushing out. Looks like Abathur, having backdoored successfully, is just gonna hang out here and take a little nap. Hi, Abathur! Looks like red team was able to turn in here in the middle lane though, and should be getting a new Web Weaver wave. Man, that is really hard to say. I'm sorry I'm having such a hard time with that today. Does look like Greymane and Kael in the mid. Don't know what they're doing. Looks like they might be itching for a team fight. We have Valla and Nova coming in. Damage going out on Valla, but Nova with a nice snipe, not missing the target and taking out the red team's Kael. Meanwhile, Murky in the bottom, going up against the Greymane, trying to protect this Web Weaver wave. Man, this is just not my map today. Murky asking for assistance, trying to take out this wall. Greymane very low on health, not able to do much here, but it does look like Abathur was able to make a copy of Greymane, which should help get some damage. Again, they are focusing on the Murky instead of the Web Weaver, and Murky is just going to get them some healing and run away. Greymane chasing down Murky. Are they going to be able to make anything happen? Trying to poke, and they are able to take out Murky. Murky leaving tons of butts on the ground. I don't know what that was. Greymane taking some damage up in the top. Looks like they are going to hurt successfully. Will this Web Weaver wave be able to take out the middle fort? Looks like Murky coming in, maybe be able to push this in a little bit, take down the tower. Gazlowe coming in from the bottom. Greymane coming in from the top. There's the stun. There's the damage coming out on Gazlowe. Will Gazlowe go down? Does look like a Phoenix should be able to get it, but trying to use his whatever ability that pulls people in. Pretty great ability when you can actually use it well, but it doesn't look like in that case it did very much. Murky, meanwhile, trying to be sneaky and take this camp. Very aggressive play here. Greymane coming in, getting in wolf form, and it does look like we have 2 members of the blue team coming in. Will they be able to do anything about it? Does not look like, but Valla taking tons of damage, trying to spin and win away, but is going to go down to the red team's Greymane. Nova at the same time just saying, this is not for me, I'm out of here. Red team's Nova might see her, might try and get something done. Doesn't look like, but is actually able to take out that tower down in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Murky mid lane pushing, looks like they should be able to get this wall and this tower down, tossing out a fantastic pufferfish. Specialist v specialist going on right here. Top lane, nobody's doing anything, just kind of sitting there. But it does look like members of the blue team are responding. Nova coming in with a precision strike on the red team, but is going to miss because they are doing some fantastic body blocks from. But it does look like Nova does go down to the Murky, who chased her all the way into the base. Meanwhile, red team's Greymane is going to go down to the blue team's Greymane. Looks like just a little bit of overextending there. Murky coming in the bottom. Very silly auto grab. Looks like probably missed a pufferfish or something. Taking the easy way out, trying to use the bubble to heal up, and looks like they should just be able to get away. Meanwhile, at the top lane, Kael is coming in, trying to clear out some of this wave, pick up some of these spider buds. Red team has been sitting at 23 spider buds turned in for a serious amount of time. Looks like Valla and Greymane for the blue team trying to maybe turn in, see what they can do about getting some damage, or getting a wave there. Murky coming in on the bottom, in mid lane, and is going to be able to take out this camp, solo it. At level 16, Murky can solo the bruiser camps, so that should be no problem at this point. Meanwhile, it does look like we have Greymane in the mid lane trying to push back this pressure from the red team. Red team has pushed out the bottom lane really far, and blue team is just not responding to it very well. Nova looks like she's going to go down and check on the bottom, see if anyone's going down there, but missing the Abathur, who has mined himself up in here, and is just going to push this in. It's just going to split push in and see how that goes. Meanwhile, tons of pings in the middle. Nova, Murky, looks like there's some shenanigans going down. Red team's Nova does go down. Will Murky be able to make this happen? Doesn't look like. Between the damage from the turrets and the snipe from the blue team's Nova, it looks like Murky is going to go down, and that is 2 members of the red team down, with blue team having turned in 24 butts and passed up the red team so far. Red team just having a hard time turning in. Murky's going to go bottom, see what they can do. Meanwhile, Greymane sort of backing up, making sure that they're able to soak this XP, because we do have 3 members of the blue team coming in. Great AoE ability here, hitting all 3 members of the team plus the wave, but it does look like the port in the middle is going to go down despite Greymane's best efforts. Looks like this tower should also go down as well. This is a huge wave that we have pushing in on the middle lane. Again, top lane, not a lot happening. People seem to be leaving that alone, but in the bottom we do have Murky with an Abathur hat just sort of trying to backdoor, see what they can do, taking out a wall. I guess that, fuck that wall, says Murky. Coming in, trying to take out the sippy cup. But Valla and Greymane coming in. Will they be able to do anything here? Looks like Gazlowe was trying to come in and flank, but Murky went down too fast. Anyway, meanwhile, it does look like we have red team finally responding to top, able to take out some of this wave and push this wave back. Murky already back in the middle, but it does look like we have 3 members of the blue team coming in. What are they looking to do? Greymane trying to be sneaky, coming in through the back. Murky down here in the bottom with Nova, Greymane. Not much going on here, actually. I mean, everyone's here. There's Greymane coming in against the Nova. Nova taking serious damage and is going to go down. Greymane now in trouble to the Phoenix blue team coming in. Check it out. Looks like we do have blue team coming out with the precision strike, or not precision strike, the other one, against the Kael, but not enough to actually take Kael down. Murky, meanwhile, up here, up top, is going to maybe go down to the Nova. Gazlowe coming in, dropping a turret. Looks like Murky was just out of position, in a lot of trouble. Greymane with 14 butts to turn in. Will they be able to prevent? Looks like a great chain bomb there on the Greymane, but he was able to turn in his butts. Meanwhile, Gazlowe, huge, getting the Kael, and that is 3 members of the red team down, only a Murky and an Abathur up, and it looks like blue team at top probably gonna go for boss. Meanwhile, Murky here in the middle, pinging for some help from Abathur. Will they be able to get this camp and push in? We'll see, but it looks like blue team is going to go in for the boss. They should be able to get this very easy with so many members of the red team down. Abathur hanging out at the top, taking a nap. Hi, Abathur! Looks like Murky was able to take out that camp, which will push in the mid lane, creating a little bit of additional pressure. Murky then trying to come in on the bottom lane, creating a backdoor situation. Will they be able to get any traction here with this Abathur hat? They do have a small wave coming in behind them, but it does look like Greymane and Valla coming in. Murky going around the back, trying to see what they can do about getting away from this, but Abathur is going to put a top hat on the building, and Murky is going to go down to Greymane's pokes. Meanwhile, up at the top, it does look like we have Greymane is the only member of the red team who has responded to this boss that is just going to plow its way through these walls. Looks like we do have a Nova coming down as well as a Kael coming in, and they should be able to help take out some damage. Nova going down to the boss though, getting just totally screwed over by that whirlwind, holding her in place and making sure that she took damage from the boss's AoE abilities. That is just unfortunate. Greymane chuckling it up. Oh man. Looks like Murky was able to get a camp at the bottom, doing a lot of jungling, doing some soloing here, able to take out some PvE abilities. But it does look like at the top they were able to take out that boss. A little bit of damage here to the fort, but the fort is still intact, but that wall did go down, which means that the red team is now vulnerable at the top. However, when we look at the count of forts, red team has 4 forts to the blue team's 3, and when we look at the kills, it's actually incredibly even. It does look like most of the camps on the map right now have been taken for the red team, except for boss, which is taken for blue. Red team still sitting at 23 butts, though, has not turned in. They have only had 2 web weaver waves the entire game. Meanwhile, it does look like blue team is up to 46. Will they be able to turn in? They do have enough. Greymane and Nova both have enough, and if they're able to turn in, but Kael'thas does not want them to do that, but Kael'thas is just gonna go down super hard here. Will they be able to make anything happen? Looks like blue team is in a great position here and sort of controlling the middle of the map, pinging they should be able to do something here. Nova coming in, taking tons of damage. Looks like Nova trying to take out Nova, but is going to fail again. Oh, and that is Kael'thas and Nova both down. Greymane very low, going down to the Valla. That is almost an entire team wipe for the red team. The only member left up is Abathur, who is just hanging out in the base, kicking it old school. Murky, meanwhile, hitting some Abathur mines, it looks like, being slowed down. Maybe they'll be able to push out some waves in the middle, but it does look like blue team was able to turn in here in the middle, and that is going to be a web weaver wave for the blue team, almost completely uncontested. Murky, meanwhile, trying to do something, see what they can do, but we do have Valla, Gazlowe, and Nova coming in. Will Murky be able to get away using the bubble, trying to go through the wall, looks like they are going to go back to, maybe they don't see the Nova. Looks like they are able to just sort of hang out, make sure that they're getting some XP, but taking a little bit of damage. Abathur hat gonna help out here, but blue team is coming in, 3 members of the blue team, and they are gonna push down this bottom wall. Murky, see what they can do, is taking a stun on the far side of the wall and taking some damage from the turrets. Almost a disaster there for Murky. Again, this is just quick match. This isn't going to be pro level gameplay, so you are going to see mistakes like that happen. That was actually me playing Murky there, so I'm calling myself out like a chump. On the top lane, we do have Nova, Kael'thas, and looks like an Abathur clone of Nova coming in, trying to get some damage on this web weaver and protect the keep here. Looks like the top fort did go down, so it looks like we do have the red team pushing in on the second tier of the blue team, or other way around, but the second tier is going to go down. Looks like the forts, or the wall, and oh, Nova, Abathur's going down. Gazlowe, something's happened. There is so much happening on this map right now. Valla on the bottom in serious trouble. Is she going to be able to take out this Valla trading in? But Nova coming in with a snipe, being sneaky from the back. That is going to be a Greymane and a Murky down for the red team. Murky, having moved the egg, is just going to hit some mines, missing that that Valla was right there, very vulnerable. Just should have peeked in the fog gates, but looks like they're just going to go down here, and they are going to try and pick up this camp for the team. Meanwhile, it does look like we have Kael'thas with 9 butts, seeing if they can turn in, coming in. Will they be able to actually turn in? Still, red team sitting at 23 butts. They've been sitting at 23 butts 4 days, and now they are at 32 finally. But some of those mines are going to slow down. Kael thought slow mines are just some of the most annoying things to play against in the world. Meanwhile, on the bottom, we do have Nova v Nova v Nova. 3 Novas surrounding the Murky here. Is Murky going to be able to make anything happen? Doesn't look like too much is going to go down. Blue team's Nova is just going to skate away. And Valla maybe coming in from behind, seeing if she can do some flanking. But red team's Nova up here is shooting in, seeing if they're able to do anything. Murky coming in with the octo grab. Red team's Nova here. Are they going to be able to take out Valla? It doesn't look like, and red team's Nova just goes down. Awful, awful ultimate. Both Novas picked that same ultimate, and looks like one failed, one didn't, but looks like... So that's what happens. That's just what's going to happen. Murky, meanwhile, trying to escape, trying to get out of here, but we do have Nova. Looks like she is going to use that same ability and is going to be able to take out the Murky. If she took Gathering Power, that is just going to rack up kills against the Murky, because that can be incredibly dangerous. Looks like in the mid lane, we do have red team's Greymane coming in and pushing back against this wave here. Murky coming in, trying to see what they can do with the pufferfish. No one's sitting in top. No one cares about top. Top lane... people could give 2 shits about, but it does look like Murky is able to push out, is able to prevent this bruiser camp in the middle from doing really any damage. Meanwhile, Gazlowe being forced to come back and defend because they were able to take out that keep in the bottom lane. Very likely an Abathur or a Murky split push, some sort of situation like that, but it does look like that was able to happen. Murky trying to solo this camp with the help of Abathur, who is, again, just taking a little nap, hanging out. But Greymane was there. Greymane was able to help out just a little bit. But at the same time, looks like blue team coming in at the boss. This could be game if they're able to get boss. This is a 25-minute boss. This is going to be incredibly powerful. Both teams level 23, and blue team is able to get boss. Red team, will they be able to respond in time? They are coming into the top 26 minutes into the game. Nova running away. Will she be able to escape? Doesn't look like. Not at all. Nova does go down. That's one member of each team down, but oh man, great play by Gazlowe. Looks like Greymane here also taking serious damage. Phoenix doing a great job zoning out the blue team. Some of red team should be able to get away, but boss is going to come in, is going to hit the top lane, is going to definitely take down this keep, and will very likely be able to get some damage on the core. Meanwhile, it looks like Murky split pushing in a giant wave here with a bruiser camp. Abathur pushing in the bottom, doing some, they have a whole wave of their little choo-choo trains coming in. Will they be able to make anything happen there? No, Murky going down when looks like 2 or 3 members of the blue team responding, trying to save this keep, trying to see what they can do, but looks like the boss is hitting the core on the red team. Honestly, I do believe that if the blue team were here pushing on the core with this boss, that they would be saying, good game right now. Again, in quick match, you really have to know when to push and when not to push, but at this point, it does look like Greymane, on his own with the, with the Abathur head, should be able to take out that boss, and even though their core is at 44%, no one here from the blue team is able to capitalize on it. So it does look like all members of all teams are up. Blue team trying to turn in tons of spider butts. Are sitting at 56, and with Gazlowe turning in, that should be the should be a web weaver wave. Looks like Murky just not able to tag that camp in time. This might be it for the red team. Blue team is up. They're level 24, and we are 27 minutes into the game. This is an incredibly long match. One of the keeps is down, plus a web weaver wave coming in. Gazlowe, Valla, and Greymane all coming in. Looks like Nova is here. Is Nova going to take out Nova? Looks like that's the Nova v Nova, and in that case, Nova wins. Looks like Greymane coming in, trying to poke. Red team's Nova sneaking in the back, coming out right next to Greymane and just dying. What was that all about? Tons of damage coming out from the Gazlowe. Nova also able to take out a little bit of damage here, but it does look like 2 members of the red team are going to go down, 2 members of the blue team down. Very even trade, but we do have a web weaver wave coming in and pushing against the core already. Core already at 44%. Red team was able to take that out, so they still do have 44% on their core and their shields. Meanwhile, Murky pushing though, just pushing some lanes, not doing much to defend, but you know, because those lanes were pushed out, it means that this this web weaver wave at the bottom here just, you know, evaporated basically. It didn't even make it halfway across the map. Meanwhile, it looks like Murky, Nova, and Abathur are the only members of the red team alive. Valla, Greymane, and Abathur are alive for the blue team. And it looks like they're going to go back. They're going to play it safe. They're going to take a camp. Even though we are 29 minutes into this match, we are level 25 versus level 24. This is incredible. Abathur for the blue team sitting up top, trying to do some split pushing, trying to be a little sneaky, doing Abathur things. Nova pushing the lane, doing what she can to try and push these catapults back because those are going to create a significant amount of pressure at the top. Still sitting at 3/4 versus 3/4. This is actually an incredibly even match. 33 kills for the blue, 33.5, sorry, excuse me, for the blue team, 30 kills for the red. Incredibly even match. Very strange comps, but at the same time, still just very even matches right here. Does look like Greymane, Valla, and Gazlowe are going to come in. They're going to try and make a push for the center. Murky in the back. Will they be able to do anything? Looks like they're just going to sort of follow, soak some XP or something like that. Blue team going to try and take the aggressive camp. Murky coming in maybe a little early, using up the shield already. 3v1, and Murky is going to go down, even with the Octo Grab and a little bit of damage on the Greymane. Does look like blue team should be able to capture this camp. Murky coming in again. Whatever that is, coming out from Nova, getting lots of damage. Murky just not able to capitalize. Greymane just hanging on by a thread. Just want to sneeze at him and have him die, but he won't. He's just such a jerk. Looks like, meanwhile, red team being forced to defend against this. Blue team is coming in very hard in the mid. Will they be able to get the keep? Will they be able to get any damage here? Doesn't look like, because it looks like a significant amount of the wave. Oh man, it looks like a significant amount of wave. Nova coming out against Kael is able to take red team's Kael down, although Gazlowe does go down, and Greymane and Murky and Nova, just a slaughterhouse in the middle, leaving Nova to clear out the lane again. And now we're sitting here at 30 minutes and 49 seconds, still with 3/4 up and just a crazy amount of kills for each team. No damage, or I guess, some damage coming out on this keep, but just not enough. This game honestly should have ended a long time ago, but it looks like both teams playing it a little bit safe. Nova has spotted the Greymane. Greymane maybe have spotted the Nova, following her around. Looks like Greymane does actually see Nova. Nova's trying to get away, saying, "Get out of here. This is my space. Stay away." Blue team coming in the top, double Nova, triple Nova coming in. Will they be able to take out the blue team's Valla? Valla running away all the way over here with the Abathur. Will that be able to save her? Does not look like. Greymane now against Nova. Will Nova be able to capitalize on this? This is the Abathur copy of Nova, by the way. Is able to get some significant damage on that Greymane, and the Greymane is going to have to retreat. Meanwhile, Murky creating some pressure here, trying to push this wave into the middle lane for the blue team. Abathur coming in on the building, putting out his shield, taking a little bit of, or causing a little bit of damage for the Murky. Murky's trying to get away, trying to escape, but it does look like a Nova and a Gazlowe should be able to take care of Murky just fine. Actually, it looks like Murky with the bubble is able to escape and live another day. So yay Murky, go you. Looks like, however, in the middle lane, we do have Gazlowe dying somewhere. I don't know where Gazlowe is or what the hell was going on there, but red team is going to actually try and turn in. Again, they have not gotten a Web Weaver wave since the beginning of the game. And this is a 32-minute match, so that is a significant amount of time without getting a wave. Murky, again, just taking out that wall, saying, "Fuck you, wall, this is my space. You do not belong here, and I will be able to see you." Red team pushing out, getting this bottom siege camp. Tons of damage here. And that is going to push out the lanes. Murky split pushing in the middle here, and it does look like almost all the teams are up. Level 25 versus level 25. Blue team about to get level 26. After level 20, there's not a lot of, you don't get talents or anything like that, but each talent, or each tier that you are up does actually add a significant amount of damage as well as health to your character, so it does actually mean a lot. Murky coming in, will they be able to get this keep? Blue team going top for the boss. Looks like Nova and Valla sitting there, but red team pushing in is able to get that second keep. Will they be able to get anything done here? Pushing in these waves to the bottom as well. Coming in, looks like we do have 3 members of the red team coming in on the blue team's core. Gazlowe is here, tossing out his ultimate ability, getting tons of damage. Looks like Kael is going to go down. Greymane coming in, getting a bunch of damage, but Murky is going to be able to use his Octo Grab to take care of him. But however, we do have a ton of turret's just sitting around and sort of poking at Murky, who has a very small health pool, one of the smallest in the game, now taking some 4 damage. 4 coming in at 10%, 7%, 2%, 2%! 2% Abathur coming in! Will Abathur be able to get it? Abathur smacking it down! Abathur winning the game, smacking the core, doing some melee damage. Holy smokes, what a game. 33 minutes, 52 seconds, level 26 for both teams. However, like I said earlier, if the blue team had gone in with that first boss that they had gotten and gone straight for the core, I really do think that they could have ended the game almost 10 minutes earlier. However, fantastic game here. Again, this was Nova v Nova, Abathur v Abathur, Greymane v Greymane, Murky v Gazlowe, and Valla v Kael. What an incredible match. Can't believe that this went on this long. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. My name is Erin, aka Grishno. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content just like this. And until next time, I'm Grishno, and I'll see you later. Welcome to the Tomb of the Spider Welcome to the...